Hello again, everyone. I am back to share another traditional literature book with you guys. This time, the book is a fable, and I have to say it was a very fun fable to read, especially since it is in a graphic novel format. This is the first time I've ever seen or read a traditional literature book in a graphic novel format. The book is called How Raven Got His Crooked Nose, retold by Barbara and Ethan Atwater, and illustrated by Mindy Dwyer. The story begins with a grandmother and her granddaughter, and they're out doing some of their chores. And the grandmother notices that the granddaughter is kind of rushing through her work and not taking her time. So she tells her granddaughter to slow down, that she doesn't need to go so fast, that sometimes it's good to be careful with things and to take your time. To help her understand this, she decides to tell her granddaughter the Dina Ina fable about how the raven got his crooked nose. So we follow Julian, which is the raven in the book, and he is very confident in his appearance. He is always bragging, very proud of himself, but he doesn't always do things carefully, and he does things in a rush. So he ends up, unfortunately, losing his beak somehow, and he's on a mission to find it and to get it back. Little does he know that his beak ended up downriver in a village and was picked up by an elderly woman of the village who proceeded to use his beak for various things around her household. She was using it as a tool to dig, to grind things, all sorts of different things. So when Julian finds out that his beak is there, he decides to use some of his magic to change himself into a human so he can go and get his beak back. Well, when he does this, he is so concerned with finding his beak and trying to get out of there without being seen before his magic wears off that he finds his beak, he puts it on his face without being careful or checking if he put it on correctly, and he leaves. And by this time, after he left the village, his magic had worn off and he was back to his usual self. But he had put his beak back on crooked. And so it was bent instead of perfectly straight like it was at the beginning before he had lost it. So this is a very great traditional literature book. If you are not really a fan of that genre, this is a good book for